So welcome to day 114 of scaling my marketing agency to 10k a month. As you can see, I'm back out in the sun amongst, this is technically an orchard apparently. Well, I mean it is, but it's just obviously not grown yet, it's quite new. But yeah, out here, it's technically day 115 of actually when I'm recording it, because as you would have seen from yesterday's video, that was also for yesterday, so kind of a day ahead. We went out last night for my dad's birthday, so it's actually, my dad's birthday is actually today when I'm recording this, so for the video tomorrow that you'll see, I guess, or later on, whatever. And then that was really good. So as you would have seen, I was up early, went out down to the beach in the morning of this day, and then came back, did a bit of work. I had the main thing, I guess, for Friday of the day for 114, apart from my dad's birthday and going out into London, was the meeting that I had with my old mentor. So that was like really good. It was nice to see him again. I paid him 500 quid for 3 sessions, so it will be, whatever that is an hour. It would have been 250 an hour or 500 for the 3 sessions. And I just think it's like crazy because I think obviously for most people saying that you could charge like £250 an hour in your 20s for like information that you can give is like crazy. But what is even crazier than that is that his time is worth even more than that, because in that hour he could have been doing a sales call where at the end of it, if it went well, that would have been a chance of having £6,000, because that would have been, I think that's his current pricing for his offer with his agency. So in a weird way, I felt like I got lucky with that. But yeah, we had like an hour at midday, so 12 till 1, just talking through everything with my agency. I was showing him client results. Some were not as good as others. It turned out like the answers were things that on the whole I probably knew, but he just gave me a lot of confirmation around, no, you just need to stop doing that, you need to do more of this, change this around. And it was just like really clear advice. And then because I've got the 3 sessions, I think I'm just going to do like another one in like 2 weeks once I've kind of sorted that a bit more. I think the biggest things from it were there was like 2 clients where their campaigns aren't going the best. So there's just more training that I can give to my virtual assistant person. I'm going to be working with her essentially to increase bookings, increase her booking rate, because there's one client in particular where there's like, I don't know, there's like between 8 and 10 leads, because it's like it's sort of like a £8 a lead campaign, but the booking, like the booking rate as well is nothing. She hasn't booked any of those in. So I think some of them have got some callbacks and stuff like that. I just need to be more on it myself in terms of monitoring those campaigns and making sure that they have good results. There's 2 of them that are doing really well, like they've spent like 120 quid or whatever and got like between about 800 and £1,000 worth of treatments out of that, which is like obviously really good. And he was just kind of advising me on how to essentially explain it to those clinics with like how ads work and how you can take it from there if they want to scale it up even more, because it's a case of if you've turned £100 into £1,000, just how many thousands of pounds do you want to earn that month? Just spend that amount, and it's pretty much as simple as that. And so just replicate that, keep it going, and that is essentially it, basically. And then there was a couple of campaigns that weren't, like I said, there was one that was really low booking rate, so just do that. And then there was one where my ads that I had made for him were just completely wrong. I tried going on some like really high production, cool looking ads that just, they weren't even ads, it was just like it was like basically, it looked like more like a brochure than an ad, in terms of like a specific ad trying to lead to a thing in terms of this is the location that we're targeting, this is the problem that we're targeting, this is how we solve the problem, here's how we can solve that problem for you in terms of what's your next step, your call to action. So yeah, book now, sign up through the inquiry form, will get you booked in, etc. So those types of ads work really well for me. And so yeah, on the whole, they've worked really well. And then kind of beyond that, we went through exactly how to change those. So I've already, as of this morning, so this will be kind of for tomorrow's video. I'll get into that tomorrow, why not? But yeah, had that. And then we were talking about my ads, funny enough, because when I got that 1.8k PIF a couple of days ago, from there, we're essentially speaking about how well my ads are working. And there were like optimizations that I could make, but essentially what he said was, to be honest, the ads are fine, mate. Just like you paused them, but you could have kept running them. Like you spent 750 quid, you got 1.8 back. It's like, he was like, at the end of the day, if you're at more than a 2.5, 3x, whatever, especially on cash, if you're on like a 2.5 or 3x on cash, then you just fucking spend, essentially. You just keep ramping it up, and keep going, which I didn't. And there are little things. I think the overall that I learned from it was, you always want to micromanage the numbers, but at the end of the day, if the cost per book call is good and you can sell them, then it's fine. Because like for me, like one of the clients that I have, her cost per book consultation is like 25 quid, and the deposit for the consultation is 25 quid. So it's like, if we do that, if we're getting all the deposits paid, the deposits are paying for the ads, and the treatments is just profit. So it's like great. Like she messaged me this morning to say that she did the first appointment and it was a £325, full face HIFU or whatever. It's like fucking great. Like, it's one of those things where I love that feeling of having that again, where I'm doing all the work that I'm doing, and then to think that while I'm at my room working away on my laptop, like the things that I have put in place for them means that someone in all different areas of the country is receiving some sort of treatment, and the business owner that I'm working with is able to, have revenue from that, which is like a really great feeling, essentially. So yeah, it's just a case of, he was just telling me, look, you don't need to overcomplicate it, essentially. Like, you know what the problem is. If there's, if the opt-in's really low, just improve the lead form or the landing page, whatever it is. But ultimately, just don't overthink it, and just do what you know needs to be done to get your clients better results and yourself better results. And I think that this is the closest in a while that I have felt to some level, and just in general, some level of stability. Like having consistently now for the last couple of months, like high ticket sales, 2 1.5k, 1.8, like within the last 4 to 6 weeks alone, those high ticket sales are like just under £5,000, and it's like, fucking hell. And what's craziest about it is I don't actually feel like I've been working hard enough to be getting that £5,000, which I know, like, even looking at it, and it's like I kind of work all the time, but in terms of like genuinely, like, so many of those days, like one of them 2 days before I got that PIF this week, I had like a meltdown the most of the day, and then like on Friday, which is like today's video, I was kind of like just fucking around on my laptop until the time came for when we left at like 3:30 or whatever to get this train at 4 o'clock to go into London. So like still going into London in the afternoon, and then we stayed there, had some drinks, had pizza at a restaurant, then headed back to Southend, got back to Southend for about 10 o'clock, and then walked home, and yeah, went to bed after, because obviously I was up from 5:30, so it was a pretty tiring day. But I wouldn't say it was like an exactly like really hard working day. So I just know that like the more time that goes past, I'm gaining more and more confidence in myself, and therefore I'm stepping out of my own way, because none of that like part of my previous identity, which is like, you know, you're not good enough, you're not doing what you need to be doing, you know, almost trying to self-sabotage. None of that is there anymore. Like I just fundamentally like completely believe that a 10k month isn't far away. Me completing this challenge isn't that crazy far away. To think that we're 100 and what even is it, 114 days or whatever into the year, we've still got, what does that even make it? Like over 200 days left. We're essentially like a third of the way into the year. Yeah, pretty much actually, because we're coming up to the end of the 4th month, so end of April. We're essentially a third of the way into the year, and it's already starting to become in sight. So all it is once I start running my ads again, which I'm going to try and get going as soon as possible. Sunday will be a day where I can do some work on the Sunday as well, because again, not having this part-time job just means that like all my time is available to me to actually think about these things, and then I can also do things like this on a Saturday where I'm just chilling and spending time with my girlfriend and things like that, to actually have some more balance. I think naturally I'm always going to have less balance than some others, because I just really want obviously to push forward and grow as quickly as possible, but this is enough for me to be able to then spend the rest of my time doing what I need to do to grow, especially with my ads. I feel like that's the most confidence I've gained about it, which is like, they're not even the best, but I ran them. I got like, you know, it's like a under £800 cost per acquisition for an £1,800 offer. It's not the best, but if I spent 1,600 quid next month, I'd make 3,600, so that's £2,000 profit. And it could definitely be better, because my overall cost per lead was like double what the best performing ad was. So yeah, there's loads of things there in terms of, he told me like cut down the amount of ads per ad set, do all video, change your landing page, optimize for website schedule, like loads of stuff like that that I just hadn't been doing. And I was like, that's instantly an improvement, you know? And if I can get it to £100 a call, close 1 in 5, then what's that? Well, if I close 1 in 5 and it's £100 a call, then it's a £500 cost per acquisition. Every £1,000 I spend, I make 3,600. So all I need to do to make 10k at that offer would be whatever that is. And the thing about it is that my kind of LTV of it can be even higher if I add commission, but all these things come after I've like solidified my service, which is like, I can do that over the next coming months. But yeah, it's one of those things where things are going well, and that's where you start to open your eyes to how much work there is to do, because you know, okay, all I need to do is put all of these things in place and it could be like infinitely better. And I'm just excited for that. So yeah, that was day 114. You'll see day 115, which is technically today, obviously as the next video, and I'll see you then.